guys, so this is Miss Mathews again, and we are doing lesson 25, session 3. And we are still with our learning target. I can convert measurements. Remember, this whole unit is about measure, data, and geometry. And we're learning about how to convert, how to change measurements from one unit to another. Two things that are really important for us today that I want you to realize. One, when we convert larger units to smaller units, we multiply, because these smaller units would have a bigger number for the equivalent in the larger unit. When we convert smaller units to larger units, we divide. Pay attention to this. Look back at this. Remember it, okay? You can read it with me. When we convert larger units to smaller units, we multiply. When we convert smaller units to larger units, we divide. Really important. I want you to try this for me at home. Do 1 divided by 2. I want you to represent it as a fraction and also as a model. So if I had to do that, I will do 1 and I will do divided by 2, like that. See? So 1 divided by 2, 1 over 2. The divisor goes on the bottom. See that? And let's do 3 divided by 2, 3 over 2, that's another way you can write it. Or if I have 3 circles, 1, 2, 3, and I want to divide this whole thing in 2, boom, I get 1 1/2, right? And that's exactly what I get. And what about 1 divided by 4? 1 over 4, a quarter, because if I have 1 and I divide it by 4, each one is going to be a quarter. The denominator is the total number of parts. 1 represents one of these parts. And what about 5 divided by 4? Try that one. Yep, 5 over 4, because this is the divisor. It goes on the bottom. So that's just a quick recap. All right, so now we are going to page 519. 519. Remember these two rules, okay? 519. How many quarts are equivalent to 6 cups? So 1 quart is equal to 4 cups, right? Remember the word quart. Every time you have a word that starts with Q, U follows that word. Always remember that. After Q is always U. So how many quarts are equivalent to 6 cups? So what's this problem about? Measurement. What are we trying to find out? The equivalent to 6 cups. And what information is important? This plus 6 cups. So we don't know. That's a mystery, right? So what do we do? How do we find that out? Can you try to solve? See what you think it can be. All right. So 6 cups is equal to how many you think? What do? We divide. So 6 divided by 4. 6 divided by 4 is 1 and 2/4. So if we simplify it, it's 1. 2 and 2 is 1. 2 and 4 is 2. 1 1/2 quarts. See? So right here would be 1 1/2. So what did we divide? We divide 6 cups is what we are looking to find out, how many quarts. But we know every time we have 4 cups, it'll equal to 1 quart. So we divide 6 by 4, and we'll see how many groups of 4 we have. So we have 1 1/2 groups of 4, which is half groups of quarts. 1 1/2 quarts. Okay. And did anybody try anything different? Let me know if you guys did. So let's look at the compare strategies. If you look in your books, there is an actual table that says quarts and cups. So every 1 cup, there are 4, every 1 quart, sorry, there are 4 cups. Every 2 quarts, there are 8 cups. Every 3 quarts, there are 12. So what is the number that we're looking at? 4. So every time we want to find the number of cups, we multiply, right? 4 times 4 is 16, 5 times 4 is 20, 6 times 4 is 24. You can follow that in your books, all right? Okay, so let's look at the solve it section. Use the information from the table to understand how to solve the problem. the pattern in the table shows that there are 4 cups in every quart, right? So what do we think between quarts and cups? So quarts, 1, 4 cups, and 2 is 8 cups. So there is a middle section right here that we don't know, right? What do you think it can be? What is between 4 and 8? You think it's 6? Yep, it's 6. And between 1 and 2, 1.5. So you see, 1.5 is 6 cups. Just from by looking at the pattern and also from doing the math, you have the same thing. So to find the number of quarts equivalent to 6 cups, we divide by 4 because that was how much the measurement was. Okay, let's look at connected, right? Number 1, the answer is cups. Which is the smaller unit, quarts or cups? Cups is a smaller unit because you need 4 of them in each quart. So because it's smaller, the number is higher. How do you know? Because it takes 4 cups to make 1 quart. So which means cups is the smaller unit. 2, what operation do you use to convert from smaller measurement unit to a larger measurement unit? Yep, you're right, division. Remember those 2 rules I had at the beginning of the class? Number 3, 6 cups is equal to 6 divided by 4. And if you simplify it, you'll get 3 over 2 because 2 into 6 is 3, 2 into 4 is 2. And how many times 2 can go into 3? 1 time with 1 remainder over the denominator, 1.5 quarts. Number 4, use what you learned about the relationship between cups and quarts to complete the table below. So this is the number of cups and quarts. Remember, it takes 4 cups to make 1 quart. So to get the equivalent quarts, you divide it by 4, right? Same thing, 5 divided by 4, 8 divided by 4, see? 9 divided by 4, 12 divided by 4 is 3, 15 divided by 4, 16 divided by 4 is 4, right? And 4 divided by 4 is 1. Got it? Okay, let's look at number 5, I think. Okay, number 5. 1 gallon is equivalent to 8 pints. This is just a different time of measurement. Describe how to convert from pints to gallons. We divide by 8. 1 gallon is equivalent to 8 pints. So for every gallon, you have 8 pints, right? So if I had 16 pints, I would have 2 gallons, right? If I have 8 pints, I would have 1 gallon. So if you're trying to find pints to gallon, you divide. If you're trying to find gallon to pints, you multiply. Remember that statement, right? Gallons to pints, you multiply. Pints to gallon, you divide. All right, let's move on. Number 6, you can reflect on that and say what you feel, whatever way that you like best. All right, how many kilometers is equal to 800 meters? 800 meters. So we know that 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. We know that. And it's asking us how many kilometers is equal to 800 meters. So this is what we're trying to find out, right? This is the bigger one, right? Bigger measurement. So instead of multiplying, we divide. We divide by 1,000. So that's good. So this is where the decimal is. 1, 2, 3. So we get 0.8 kilometers. All right, let's look at the next one. How many yards are equal to 25 feet? So what do we know? We know that 3 feet is equal to 1 yard. Yep. And how many yards are equal to 25 feet? So if we have 25 feet and we want to know what is the number of yards. Okay, what do you think we do? Think about it. What do you think? Yes. 25 divided by 3, right? So how much will that be? 25 divided by 3. We could do it like this. 8 3s are 24 and 1 25. So we got 8 1/3. Do we see that? We divide 25 by 3 because we want to find how many yards. And every time there's 3 feet, it's equal to 1 yard. So how many groups of 3 are in 25? 8 1/3. All right. Last question. Which of the following measures is equivalent to 3,300 grams? Okay, 3,300 grams. Now we know there are 1,000 grams in a kilogram. Okay, that's just, you know that. And so let's change this to kilograms. We have to divide by 1,000. 1, 2, 3. 3.3 kilograms. And our answer is C. Yep. All right, guys. Thank you. Hope to see you next time.